Hello students, this is Sandeep Kumar Singh. I hope you all are fine and healthy. So today I am going to explain a very beautiful story from Supplementary Reader chapter 2, and the name of the story is Bringing Up Curry. Students, actually this is a story of 5-month-old baby elephant named Curry. Curry is not only a playful and mischievous elephant, but also a sensitive and helpful baby elephant, and he is fond of ripe bananas. Okay, so now let us see the story line by line. See, Curry, the elephant was 5 months old when he was given to me to take care of. Here, the writer is saying that when that baby elephant was 5 months old, at that time, he took that baby elephant to take care of. I was 9 years old and I could reach his back if I stood on tiptoe. And his master actually, the child who is taking care of that baby elephant, he was only 9 years old. Okay, and he was saying that when he used to stood on his tiptoe, okay, that means on his toe, then only he could reach, okay, up to the back of the elephant. He seemed to remain that high for nearly 2 years. We grew together. Here the writer says that he as well as the baby elephant, both of them were growing together. That is probably why I never found out just how tall he was. Okay, and that is why he is saying that both of them were growing together. So that is why he could not find out, okay, that how tall that baby elephant was. He lived in a pavilion. Here, who lived? That baby elephant. Pavilion means it's a very big size house, we can say, okay, in which baby elephant was kept. So he lived in a pavilion under a thatched roof, which resorted on thick tree stump so that it could not fall in when Curry bumped against the pole as he moved out. So actually that baby elephant was kept in a pavilion which was made of what we can say poles, okay, very strong, so that when it will touch the roof, that means what, the roof of the house, when it will touch or when it will just push the pole of the houses, then what we can say, that house will not fall. One of the first things Curry did was to save the life of a boy. And the first thing which that baby elephant did was he saved the life of a boy. Curry did not eat much, but he nevertheless needed 40 pounds of twigs a day to chew and play with. And that, as that was a baby elephant. So Curry did not need much of the food, but at least he used to eat how much 40 pounds of twigs. Twigs means what? Just small branches of the leaves, okay, tender leaves. So every day I used to take him to the river in the morning for his bath. Here the writer is saying that every day he used to take that Curry, okay, to the river for taking his bath. He would lie down on the sand bank while I rubbed him with the clean sand of the river for an hour. Okay, and when that elephant, he used to lie down there on the bank of the river, and the writer, he used to rub his back, okay, with the help of fresh sand. After that, he would lie in the water for a long time, okay, and after that Curry, that used to lie in the water for a long time. As you know that what elephants are fond, okay, of being in water. So on coming out, his skin would be shining like a ebony, okay, and when that baby elephant comes out after taking the bath from the river, so its skin, okay, skin of the baby elephant, okay, starts shining like a what, black timber, Okay, ebony means what? It's a very black color timber, and he would squeal. Okay, and he would squeal with pleasure as I rubbed water down his back. And squeal means what? Cry. Okay, that is trumping sound of the elephant. That baby elephant used to produce a typical type of trumping sound out of pleasure. Okay, out of happiness. Then I would take him by the ear, because that is the easiest way to lead an elephant and leave him on the edge of the jungle. After that, after taking bath, that the master, that boy, he used to take the elephant by catching its, what we can say, the ear. Okay, it's very easy way to take elephant from one place to another, just by catching its what we can say, ear. Then he leads that baby elephant towards the jungle, while I went into the forest to get some luscious twigs for his dinner. One has to have a very sharp hedge to cut down these twigs. It takes half an hour to sharpen the hedge, because if a twig is mutilated, an elephant will not touch it. Okay, here the writer is saying that what? He used to carry with him a very sharp axe. Okay, so that he could cut the very tender leaves. Okay, the new one leaves from the branches of the tree, so that it could be given to the baby elephant, because the baby elephant was fond of the tender leaves, small newly coming leaves. Okay, so it was not an easy job to get twigs and saplings for curl, and the writer was saying that it was not very easy job, okay, to just cut very small tender leaves from the branches of the tree, and to again the saplings means what? The new plants, okay, which comes out, to give it to curry. Okay, I had to climb all kind of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs. Here the writer is saying that he needs to climb different types of trees, okay, just to collect the very young one, new one, okay, or the tender twigs. As he was very fond of young branches of the banyan, as he was fond of young branches of the banyan tree, which grows like a cathedral of leaves and branches. I was gathering some. Okay, actually that curry, he was fond of having mainly this what we can say, banyan tree. Okay, so banyan trees leaf, the twigs. One spring day in March, when I suddenly heard curry calling me in the distance, as he was still very young. Now he is narrating one incident, that in the month of March, one spring day, suddenly he heard the voice of curry, as if that curry was calling his master, okay, at certain distance. And as he was still very young, the call was more like that of a baby than an elephant, and that sound which was coming, that seems to be produced by an baby elephant. So I thought somebody was hurting him. So his master, that boy, realized that somebody might be hurting curry, and that is why he was producing a typical type of sound in order to call his master. So I came down from my tree and ran very fast to the edge of the forest. Okay, that is the last part of the forest where I had left him, but he was not there. So when his master went there, after hearing the sound, he found that there was, okay, that curry was not there. Curry is what? That baby elephant. So I looked all over, but I could not find him. Okay, he looked here and there, okay, as far as he could, but he did not find that particular baby elephant. I went near the edge of the water, and I saw a black something struggling above its surface. And when he went near the edge of the water, he found that something, what? Black color. It's struggling, okay, above its surface, above the water body. Then it rose higher, and it was the trunk of my elephant. And when that particular black color, okay, which was struggling, when it came out, then he recognized that yes, that was the what? Trunk of his baby elephant. I thought he was drowning, and he realized that perhaps that Curry was drowning. I was helpless because I could not jump into the water and save the 400 pounds of him, since he was much higher than I, isn't it? As that Curry was a baby elephant, but still the weight of that baby elephant was 400 pounds. Okay, so it's not easy for him to carry him out of the water. But I saw his back rise above the water, and the moment he caught my eyes, but he saw as his back rise above the water, and the moment he caught my eyes, he began to trumpet. Trumpet means producing trumping sound, and struggle up to the shore. Then, still trumpeting, he pushed me into the water. Okay, and suddenly he pushed that is the what we can say the writer into the water, and as I fell into the stream, I saw a boy lying flat on the bottom of the river. And when he went there, okay, then he found that in the bottom of the river, one boy was lying there. Okay, I saw a boy lying flat on the bottom of the river. He had not altogether touched bottom, but was somewhat afloat. And that boy, he was not altogether on the floor of the bottom of the river, but what we can say, he was trying to float, okay, in the water. So I came to the surface of the water to take my breath, and there Curry was standing, his feet planted in the sand bank, and his trunk stretched out like a hand waiting for mine, and his trunk was waiting as if someone's hand is there, okay, to help him. I dived down. Here the writer dived down again and pulled the body of the drowning boy to the surface, but not being a good swimmer, as the writer was also not a very good swimmer, okay, and he also had to carry that particular boy also who was lying in the water. So I could not swim. So the writer could not swim ashore, and the slow current was already dragging me down. And as there was a current in the river water, and that current was dragging him, taking him down into the river. So seeing us drift by in the current, Curry, who was usually slow and ponderous, as you know, by nature that baby elephant was very slow, okay, but suddenly darted means coming fast, okay, running, suddenly darted down like a hawk, hawk bird, you have seen how fast they used to jump, okay, and take out their prey. So in the similar way, that elephant also, okay, darted down like a hawk and came halfway into the water, where I saw him stretch out his trunk again, and I raised up my hand to catch it, and it slipped. Okay, he tried to catch the trunk of the baby elephant, but it got slipped. I found myself going under the water again. Okay, but this time I found that the water was not very deep. Again he tried to go inside the water, and now he realized that the water is not that much deep. So I sank to the bottom of the river and doubled my feet under me, and then suddenly kicked the river bed, okay, and so shot upward like an arrow, in spite of the fact that I was holding the drowning boy with my hand. Here the writer is saying that he again entered into the bottom of the river. He took that boy, okay, and after that he tried to jump out of the river, okay, and he come out also as if some arrow is coming, isn't it, from the bow. So I was holding the drowning boy with my hand. As my body rose above the water, as his body come out above the water, I felt a lasso around my neck. Okay, I felt a lasso. Lasso means what? Rope with, okay, knot. He felt as if some rope is tied up. I felt a lasso around mine, as if some rope is tied up into his neck. And this frightened me. He got frightened. He got afraid. Why do you know? Because I thought some water animal was going to swallow me. He thought as if some water animals, okay, had, okay, just what we can say, tied up into his neck. So I heard Curry squealing, and At the same time, he heard curry was squealing, that means producing a typical type of sound, trumping sound. And I knew it was his trunk about my neck. He pulled us both ashore. Now he realized that yes, that was not any other sea animal, but it was the trunk of his baby elephant, and that baby elephant was trying to take both of them, okay, the drowning boy as well as his master, out of the water. Okay, students. Now see, Curry was like a baby. Okay, he had to be trained. So as you know that Curry was a baby elephant. So actually he need to be trained, isn't it? To be a good, to behave nicely. If you did not tell him when he was naughty, okay, he was up to more mischief than ever. So actually this baby elephant, actually he need to be trained, and okay, and he need to be taught some lesson that yes, these are the manners, okay, these are the good things, okay. Otherwise what? Otherwise he would behave more mischiefully, okay. For instance, you see, now here one instance is given, one example. For instance, one day somebody gave him some bananas to eat, okay. Some banana was given to him. Very soon he developed a great love for ripe bananas, and very soon that ripe banana, okay, actually he became fond of those ripe bananas. We used to keep large plates of fruits, okay, on a table near a window in the dining room. One day what happened? All the banana on the table disappeared, okay, and my family blamed the servant for eating all the fruits in the house, okay. So one day what happened? The fruits which were kept, bananas on the table near the window, okay, all of them got disappeared, and here the family of what we can say the writer, they blamed the servant that he had taken up all the bananas. So a few days later, the fruit disappeared again. Same banana were kept on the table near the what we can say window, and again it got disappeared. And this time the blame was put on me. Me means here the writer. He was blamed for eating all those bananas which were kept on the table near the window, and I knew I had not done it. It made me very angry with my parents and the servants, for I was sure that I had taken all the fruits. The next time the fruit disappeared, okay, and again the next time also the fruit disappeared. I found a banana all smashed up in Curry's pavilion, and when he went outside, just into the Curry's pavilion in the house, he found there, okay, some bananas were there, and it was in a smashed form, okay. So this surprised me very much. For writer, he got surprised, for I had never seen fruits there, and as he had always lived on twigs. He knows already that yes, that Curry, he used to eat only the twigs and the leaves, okay. Never he had eaten any bananas. But when he found their smashed banana, he got surprised. So next day, while I was sitting in the dining room, wondering whether I should take some fruit from the table, okay, without my parents' permission, he was thinking, okay, a long black thing, very much like a snake, suddenly came through the window and disappeared with all the bananas. Suddenly he saw that some black snake-like creature, what we can say, thing, that came, okay, through the window and took all the bananas in a flash of second, very fast. I was very much frightened. Here the writer was saying, he was so frightened, afraid, because I had never seen snakes eat bananas. Because he had never seen that snake used to eat banana, okay. And I thought it must be a terrible snake that would sneak in and take fruits. So now he thought, okay, that definitely it might be some different type, some terrible snakes, okay, which used to enter inside our house through the window, and it used to take all the fruits. I crept out of the room, and with great fear in my heart ran out of the house, feeling sure that the snake would come back into the house, eat all the fruits, and kill all of us. So he came out of his house, and he started thinking, of course, that snake may come again also. He will take all the fruits, and definitely he is going to kill all of us, okay. A sort of fear appeared in him. So as I went out, I saw Curry's back disappearing in the direction of the pavilion, and I was so frightened that I wanted his company to cheer me up. I ran after him into the pavilion and I found him there eating bananas. Okay, so he went into the pavilion, okay, and he actually tries to meet that curry just in order to share his feelings and emotions with him, okay, and I stood still in astonishment, okay, and I ran after him into the pavilion and found him there eating bananas, and there what he found, that curry, no, he was eating banana. So he became, okay, astonished, okay, he became surprised, and the bananas were lying strewn all around him, okay, and all the bananas were, what we can say, okay, lying there. I ran after him into the pavilion and found him there eating bananas. I stood still in astonishment. The bananas were lying strewn all around him. He stretched out his trunk and reached for one far away from where he was standing, and the instant the trunk looked like a black snake, okay, and at the time he see that how he is trying to what we can say, take the banana, and it was, his trunk was appearing as if some snake is trying to take the banana, okay, and I realized that curry was the thief. And now he realized that yes, okay, actually which he was thinking that snake used to sneak all those bananas, but that was not the snake, it was curry, and that was the trunk of the curry. So I went to him, pulled him out by the ear, okay, and joyously showed my parents that it was curry, not I, that I had eaten all the fruits these many weeks. And he just showed, he invited all his family members, okay, and he told them that yes, you see, it was not me or my servant who had eaten up all the bananas which were kept in the, okay, house on the table, but it was this curry, okay, this baby elephant, he had taken all the bananas. So then I scolded him, for elephants understand words as well as children's, okay, and I said to him, next time I see you stealing fruits, you will be whipped, okay, and he scolded him, and it is believed that this elephant, they used to understand the scolding of the people, okay, and if people used to scold them, they never repeat those mistakes again. So he told him, okay, that if you do repeat these types of mistakes again in the next time, definitely I am going to beat you. So he knew that, okay, we were all angry, okay, with him, and even the servants, his pride was so injured that he never stole another thing from the dining room, and from then on, if anybody gave him any fruits, he always squealed as if to thank them, okay. An elephant is willing to be punished for having done wrong, but if you punish him without any reason, he will remember it and pay you back in your own coins, okay. So it has been said that actually elephant, that when they realize that yes, they did mistake, okay, so they are what we can say, agree to be punished, but without any mistake, you cannot punish them, otherwise they will take reaction against you, okay. So an elephant must be taught when to sit down, when to walk, when to go fast, all these things, when to sit down, when to walk, when to talk, when to go fast, and when to go slow. You teach him these things as you teach a child, okay, as we used to teach our children, in the same way that elephant also need to be taught all these things. So if you say that and pull him by the ear, he will gradually learn to sit down, okay. So these are the words when you used to say that, by just catching his ear, he understood that yes, you are telling him to sit down. Similarly, if you say Mali and pull his trunk forward, he will gradually learn that it is the signal to walk, okay. When you will say the word Mali, okay, Mali, and you pull his trunk forward, so he understands that yes, my master is telling me to walk. So curry learned, okay, Mali after 3 lessons, but it took him 3 weeks to learn that, okay. This 2 word, that is mainly meant for to sit down, and Mali is meant to walk, to move forward. So he was no good at sitting down, okay, because it took 3 weeks, isn't it? This that word, in order to sit, to learn this particular things, it took 3 weeks. So he was not good at sitting down. And do you know why an elephant should be taught to sit down? Because he grows taller and taller than you. So who take care of him? So that when he is 2 or 3 years old, you can only reach his back with ladder, isn't it? So it is therefore better to teach him to sit down by saying that, so that you can climb upon his back, for who would want to carry a ladder around all the time. Okay, so just in order to what we can say, control the elephant, okay, to sit over it, so it need to be taught. Okay, first the sitting habit. The most difficult thing to teach an elephant is the master call. Okay, master call is actually, it has been said that it is very difficult to teach. It generally take 5 years, to learn properly. To learn this master call, elephants used to took 5 years. The master call is strange hissing, howling sound, and as if snake and a tiger were fighting each other. And this typical type of sound, sound which is produced when a snake hissing sound, okay, and this howling sound, okay, of what we can say, tigers, okay. So these types of sound, and you have to make that kind of noise in his ear. So these kinds of sound need to be produced in his ear. And do you know what you expect an elephant to do when you give him the master call? Okay, if you are lost in the jungle and there is no way out and everything is black except the stars above, you dare not stay very long anywhere. The only thing to do then is to give the master call, and at once the elephant pull down the tree in front of him with his trunk, and this frightened all the animals away. And as the tree comes crashing down, monkey wake from their sleep and run from branches to branches. Okay, so these types of what we can say master calls are being produced, okay, just in order to save the people, mainly at the night time, in the dark time. Okay, so when these types of sound produce, elephant used to come just by uprooting a tree. You can see them in the moonlight. You can see them in the moonlight, and you can almost see the stacks running in all directions below. Okay, you can hear the growl of the tiger in the distance. Even he is frightened. Then the elephant pulls down next tree and the next, and similarly this after hearing the master call, elephant used to pull up the different trees, and so that what will happen, you will be saved from other different types of animals. Okay, and the next, soon you will find that he has made a road right through the jungle straight to your house. And in the night also, by just taking the help of that uprooted trees, he will make a kind of road, a way, okay, so that you can come out of the forest, okay, just by taking the help of those uprooted trees. So this is a very beautiful story written by Dhan Gopal Mukherjee. I hope you have understood the story. Okay, so if you like my videos, please do subscribe to my channel, and if you have any queries, please do put your comments in the comment section. Okay, thank you.